What's going on, comic fans? It is Mike from the Hardcover Comic here, continuing my little rereadathon through my collection as I wait for new books, stuff like Black Hammer, East of West Deluxe Volume 3, Paper Girls Volume 3, a whole bunch of other books as well that I, of course, am not remembering when I'm recording a video, but going to talk about Orion by Walt Simonson today. Before I do, though, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. If you're interested in winning a hardcover comic, we do monthly giveaways on our Patreon for as little as $1. You get a chance to pretty much win an omnibus. Last month, our winner won 3 deluxe editions. Very exciting stuff there. We got digital codes that we give away, things like that. Also, if you're interested, we do have merch now. We've got this shirt for now. We've got a whole bunch of other stuff too. You can hit us up. We can give you a bunch of different things: coffee mugs, hoodies, sweaters, t-shirts, baseball hats hopefully soon. I know Matt's been working on that as well. So there's a lot of fun stuff happening. We got some cool new logos as well, which you'll see during the little intro clip here in a second and in the bottom corner of your screen. But let's get into it, man. Let's talk about Orion by Walt Simonson. We're going to look at the omnibus as well, flip through it, show you the binding, all that fun stuff, the design and whatnot. So without further ado, let's talk some New Gods. Taking a look at the actual omnibus itself, looking at about like 700 pages, including bonus content, things like that. There's a nice pinup gallery and all that, but you get a nice cover here, Walt Simonson. Of course, on the spine, we get it's an odd choice, but they went with like the Simonson signature. But it does say Orion Omnibus and all that. On the back here, we get some, blurbs from various websites reviewing how fantastic the run is. But it collects all 25 issues of the run, along with like the bonus content they had on the back, $75 US, close to 100 Canadian. Just gonna rip the dust jacket off here real quick. Kind of a boring design underneath that. No graphics, nothing like that. Just the Simonson logo on the front. Kind of a lame choice. DC does this sometimes. Spine is pretty much the same thing. You got that Simonson logo embossed in there along with Orion by Walt Simonson. And nothing on the back, because why would you put anything cool on the actual hardcover itself? But anyway, diving into the book. Overall, the binding is not terrible. We'll take a look at the eye hole and all that, but really it takes a decent amount of time before you can lay the book flat open. Either way, the table of contents is really nice, really splashing with that Walt Simonson artwork, and it just dives into the series. So this was kind of, I forget what year this was happening, but I think at the same time John Byrne was writing New Gods. And this is really an excellent, excellent run. What I love so much about this run, aside from the fact that there's a ton of Walt Simonson artwork in here, there's also a couple issues that John Byrne drew, but what I really particularly love about it is the character arcs that Walt Simonson puts Orion through. So you start off the story, you got this town in Nebraska that's having some kind of trouble. You start finding out that Darkseid has some machinations of his own going on in Apocalypse. He's got his own plans that he's sort of unraveling. Various new gods start getting attacked. This town in Nebraska starts becoming a hotspot for the anti-life equation, and things really start to spiral out of control. Orion gets on the scene. He's trying to figure out, is Darkseid his father? Is Darkseid not his father? And that's sort of where we're starting things off, right? So you get to see Orion trying to hunt down Darkseid, Desaad. He's trying to figure out where they are, why this is happening in Nebraska. And it's fantastic because Orion is mad. He's pissed. He's out for vengeance, and we get this epic fight between him and Darkseid. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm not going to spoil what happens. I'm going to do the best I can not to give any major spoilers here in terms of the pages I'm showing, along with what I'm talking about here. But what's really great is you start off with this vicious and angry Orion who thinks he knows what is right, what is wrong. He thinks he knows the answer to saving the universe and saving the people of Earth and Apocalypse and just the universe in general. He wants to make the universe a better place, and he thinks the way Darkseid's going about it is the wrong way. And so Orion's sort of trying to go after the anti-life equation himself. The brilliant thing that Walt Simonson does here is at about issue 12 through 16, so about the midway point, you get to see some really, really spectacular character progress and changes as Orion faces the abyss and becomes a stronger man coming out of it. I really, really appreciated it, considering how much I enjoy those kind of story arcs in any sort of work of fiction. The vengeful son trying to take revenge on his father, trying to prove his father wrong, that he knows what's right, and then the father does not know what's right, and then being humbled to a level and a degree that changes a character so fundamentally. What's wonderful about it, again, very minor spoilers, is you see Orion sort of take to the street level after he goes through all this huge story arc. He goes down to the street level, and he starts making a change in a meaningful way, in a small way, in the best way that he can, um, tying in plot lines that happened earlier within the storyline. It's really amazing. So you can see some John Byrne artwork here. He did a couple issues. Really great. All throughout the run, you're getting Walt Simonson artwork, various inkers, but Walt Simonson writing, penciling most of the run. Like I said, a couple issues by John Byrne. You get to see some really, really cool DC Cosmic characters here, of course. You get the Black Racer as well. You get to see characters like Mr. Miracle, a bunch of the New Gods, right? You get to see some of the Justice League members in here as well. Really, really fun. I liked some of the little twists and turns that Walt Simonson took. He pays some homage to older Joker stories in here as well, which I know seems a bit weird and out of place, but it works. It works really well. His artwork is fantastic in here. It's that classic style of his, sharp, very jagged edges, but the way he makes these spreads and these the way he lays out panels is really excellent. I mean, it tells a story in a really special way. I was never a huge fan of Orion, but I mean, I took a chance. It's Walt Simonson. How bad could it be? And it turns out that Orion's a really fascinating character. I liked seeing him in things like Wonder Woman by Brian Azzarello and anything New Gods that you would read, of course, but this was really fantastic. So let's take a look at the eye hole here. It's pretty good. The binding's pretty solid. I've read this book a few times at this point, so the fact that it's still holding up, I'm very happy with. I've been rambling, so let's take a look at some of the bonus content here. You get to see a lot of covers that Walt Simonson did. Most of them were for the New Gods title, but still really, really nice covers here. So this was the New Gods title I mentioned that John Byrne was writing. I'm pretty sure it was concurrently. Excellent stuff. I mean, if you're a fan of cosmic DC and mythological cosmic DC, Fourth World, New Gods, all that stuff is definitely worth checking out for you. I can't recommend this enough. Just to be able to see this artwork in nice high resolution, you get to see some pinups as well, inked pencil character sketches, things like that. There's a good chunk. There's about 60 pages worth of great Walt Simonson bonus content in here. So if you're a fan of Walt Simonson as an artist and a writer, this is kind of a no-brainer, and the story is fantastic. It's a great tale of redemption and character progress, and figuring out that you may not have all the answers to everything, even if you are a new god. It's really spectacular, and I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed this omnibus. So as I repeated multiple times, I love Walt Simonson. He's awesome. I love his other works, Thor, everything I've read by Walt Simonson, Ragnarok, it's all fantastic, super mythical, a lot of fun. His artwork is great. I love the sharp styling of it. I highly recommend getting this omnibus if you can pick it up. I honestly don't know what it's going for anymore, so I apologize for that in advance, but I'm sure it's not too hard to find. This is one of these omnis that sort of slipped underneath the radar for the most part, but highly recommended, especially if you're a fan of Walt Simonson, if you liked his Thor run, if you like the New Gods, if you like Jack Kirby's work at DC Comics. This is right up your alley. It pays huge homage to Jack Kirby and the New Gods in general. It's really fantastic, really mythological, and I really enjoyed the character development and the story arcs that Orion goes through. Fantastic stuff. Excellent work. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. This is what we do. Videos on Omnis, upcoming releases, new releases, hauls, overviews, whatever it is we come up with every week. We do have a Patreon as well. For as little as $1 a month, you have the opportunity to win a hardcover comic, a brand new one, an Omnibus, an Absolute. Last month, our winner won 3 deluxe editions, so very exciting stuff happening over there. We've got merch coming in too. For now, we've just got this shirt. We are working on more shirts with the new logo, things like that. Might even do a video on it just to give everyone sort of an overview of what's happening there. But very exciting stuff coming down the pipeline from the Hardcover Comic. Thank you all very much for tuning in. This was Mike from the Hardcover Comic. I hope you're doing well, and if you're not, I wish you a speedy and excellent recovery. Stay safe out there. Thank you again, and as always, until next time, you stay classy, Internet.